I think they got something against Chris Brown. I think they want to get him on something.
Who is they?
I don't know who they are. Right?
Let's identify
them.
Like
people.
Like DJ Khaled. They don't want him to be great. They don't want.
They don't. They want to get him. But it's like, if Rihanna can forgive Chris Brown, y'all can forgive Chris Brown too, in some way, fashion, or form. And I love that gesture from Rihanna when they hug, and she kind of like, was it? Did they hug, or did she pat him? Did she just? No, they hug. He sat down and she pat him on the head, and that kind of was the
closure.
The closure. Like, I forgive you. Like, let's. And the world still can't forgive Chris Brown for.
But I think if you Chris Brown, you got to understand that, and you got to be smarter than that. You can't be beating folks and stomping folks out, even if you feel like they deserve it.
I made sure I checked into that.
We got audio, baby.
We got audio, baby. That's right.
Yes,
that's right. I mean, for those that don't know, we did a whole episode, recorded there, almost the entire episode, and there was no audio.
Yeah.
All that stuff we talked about, none of it. You can't hear none of it.
I'm more concerned about my good shirt day. I had a good shirt day with my Michael Myers shirt that day.
See? I never have a good shirt day. I always get the same shirt, and then there's always
listen.
It's always a little chubby in the area.
When when you got your own brand and you get to represent your own brand, that's a good shirt day. When you get to wear your own.
It's a good shirt day.
You know what I'm saying?
That's right. I wear these shirts everywhere I go. I was at where did I go? I went to an event called Sync Wars.
Okay. It
was put on by Soundstrike and a company called Fresh Wave.
Okay.
So Celeste Deborah. I always mispronounce Celeste. I think it's Deborah. She's part of a company that she created called Fresh Wave.
Okay.
And so they put on an event on Wednesday at 4U Recording Studios.
Okay.
I was down there. Saw a whole bunch of people that I knew. Saw my brother Greg Smith down there. Henny was there. Henny the Business, in case y'all. I ain't trying to name. I'm just saying who was there.
Hey, drop them names, man. I can pick them up for you.
Yeah, Henny the Business was there. Man, just a lot of people. A lot of people were there. I finally got a chance to meet. So back in 2017, I came out with an album called Overdose.
Okay.
And on that album, I had a bunch of the people that I knew, a couple of people that I didn't know. But I had a lady who hit me up, was like, hey, I heard you're looking for people to be on the album. I was like, yeah. She was like, cool. I got an artist up here in Rochester where she is.
New York?
Yeah.
Okay. New York. I used to live there for a couple of years.
Yeah, up in Rochester.
Yeah.
And so I was like, best. I sent them a song. And man, they came back and they wrote a song. It is actually my favorite song on the entire album. And they came back with this track. But long story short, she was in LA. She moved out here 3 weeks ago. And Wednesday was the first night I met her.
Nice.
The album came out 2017.
Oh, wow. Okay.
Right.
You never met her before?
Never met her before until last night or until Wednesday night. But they wrote this song called Heartbreaker, which I can actually play because you can't copyright. You can't strike me on this because this is actually my song, right? But yeah, they wrote this. So she wrote it, and Ashley Nicole sang it with Shy the Realist, who's a rapper up in. Man, they came with this song. I was like, oh, when they sent it back, I was like, yo, that's crazy. But yeah, so she was out there in LA working with Yanni, and so she ended up getting a Grammy nomination off of Chris Brown's, which we'll talk about in a little bit, last album.
CV.
Yeah. I was like, that's dope. What about you, man? You know, it's been a minute because I was sick. Like, bruh, that sickness was crazy. But it happened because I was around a lot of people. That's probably what happened.
I hear you.
Got it from somebody. But.
Hey, take your vitamin C, man. I take my vitamin C every day. Man. You know what I'm saying? Yeah.
I got the chewables.
I got the gummies too, yeah.
Yeah, I got the chewable joints. Oh my God.
Yeah, gotta protect yourself. It's crazy out here, man. I just been hustling, you know, just trying to lay low. I've been really trying to lay low the past few months and just, you know, get my focus right. Mm-hmm. I got my little side hustle, you know, I resell online sneakers for the most sneakers and shoes, little clothes. So I've been really just putting feet to the ground with that behind the scenes, taking care of
Mm-hmm.
myself, man. Trying to get ready for the future.
That's what I'm saying.
Laying low.
He rocking the Atlanta Braves today.
Yeah, man.
Know what I mean?
I normally rock Detroit stuff, but I feel like I lived in Atlanta long enough to represent the Braves. Braves
Right.
my second favorite team. It's
Okay.
ironic because obviously Detroit Tigers are my favorite team,
Mm-hmm.
#1 team, and we got the best record in baseball right now. By the way, you know what I'm saying.
Okay.
So it's ironic that I'm wearing Braves, but the rotation. It was time to wear this today. So
Hey.
you know what I'm saying. So and Atlanta is truly my second favorite baseball team. I grew up watching the Braves on TBS.
Me too.
In Detroit. So
Me too.
Ryan Gant, Deion Sanders was the best leadoff hitter for a while. Otis Nixon, David Justice,
Right.
all those guys, man. You know what I'm saying? I think the one guy, I think Gant is like a newscaster now. I think.
Oh, really?
Yeah.
Wow.
He like but anyway. So I grew up watching those guys, so I can represent it. And I've been in Atlanta for like over 15 years. So
Oh yeah. So you pretty much
I can represent.
you know.
You know what I'm saying? The
Yeah,
Braves.
yeah.
Second, but Detroit is my favorite team, but this is my second team is the Atlanta Braves. My second hometown in Atlanta.
Yeah. So like me, I guess you would say it's the Cardinals.
Yeah, I broke my heart. Y'all beat us in the World Series, man. With 2006, man, y'all beat us in the World Series.
I'll say it's the Cardinals,
Broke
right?
my heart, man.
And then the Braves. But when I was younger, I still have them. That's the thing. I still have them. Pristine condition. 1990 to 1993 Atlanta Braves baseball cards.
Oh,
and I mean they're in pristine, in a sleeve,
that was the Atlanta Braves heyday too.
I still got them. I still got those cards.
Because they will make like the, what do they call it? The pennant chase every year.
Mm-hmm.
And they would never win the World Series, and they finally won it. And what year was that? They finally won it. I think it was like mid '90s, but they every year they were right there, and they didn't win. And then they finally won. Dang.
I got to figure out how to sell these baseball cards though. I don't really need them.
The thing about that is I'm a card collector. I don't really collect. I collected basketball and football cards, and I got like bundles of them.
Yeah,
I found them in my mom's house about 7 years ago. I found them. Thing about it is I found out in that time period. I don't know about baseball cards, but basketball cards, like early '90s, they overproduced them, so the cards not worth as much as I thought they would be.
No, it's the same.
They're overproduced. So
it's the same.
I got Michael Jordan cards, Scottie Pippen. I got a lot of Larry Bird from like 89, 80, 90, 91. But they're not worth as much as I would think they would be worth.
Yeah. They overproduced them.
And then you got to get them verified too. That's a headache. So you got to get a third party to like.
No, I just went on what is it, Beckett.com, I guess.
But in order to you can sell them, but to really make sure you have to get verified by a third party.
Verified, yeah.
And it's I don't got time for that, man.
Right. I don't go through all that.
Because you got to pay for that too. And it's going to bring so it's like
right. Then I'm only getting 40 cents anyway off of this card because they made 15,000 of them.
Yeah.
So,
yeah. So I figure maybe 30 years from now, maybe it'd be worth something. Maybe I don't know.
I'm gonna give them to my kids. Right. Hopefully they can resell them. We'll see what happens, and with that. But man, let's get into these topics, bro. Oh my gosh, bro. There's so many things that's going on.
It is.
And as I was going through, I was like, we could actually talk about a whole lot of stuff. A lot of stuff is going on.
Yeah.
But so I got these topics.
Talk about Mr. Gasms first, right? Mr. Gasms. Mr. Gasms and gang banging. Gang banging. He's talking about a different kind of gang banging, I guess.
Man.
Smokey Robinson, man.
Man, look.
Detroit's finest, man.
Detroit's finest. Mr. Smokey William Smokey Robinson.
Yeah.
Right. So let me kind of give y'all context, right? I kind of wrote down some descriptions for these things, just so y'all know what we really talking about and how it's really not so much just the topic itself, but how's it really applicable to the independents out there and some things you got to be thinking about just in this space, right? So just in case you don't know, a criminal investigation has been launched into sexual assault allegations against Motown's icon Smokey Robinson. 4 former housekeepers filed a civil lawsuit accusing the 85-year-old singer of assault, harassment, and false imprisonment. Like my man allegedly locking people up, putting them in cages, I guess. So these claims are now being investigated by the LA County Sheriff's Department. The woman also alleged that Robinson's wife, Frances, contributed to a hostile work environment. Robinson's legal team denies all accusations, calling the lawsuit a manufactured attempt to damage his reputation. The investigation remains in its early stages. I wonder who's leading the case. Is it
Busby. It's not
is it
Busby.
Busby?
No, it's not Busby. It's another guy. But I saw the press conference when they initially, But, oh man, I just say we gotta wait till the facts come out to really, because it's like, okay, you can cast me if you want to. I couldn't care less if you can cast me, but I'm not a believe all women person. I don't believe. I say believe.
I'm not a believe all people person. I need
Exactly.
some evidence.
Exactly. Don't believe nothing, And for me, I'm skeptical of everything I see or hear.
Right.
Because so much stuff, especially with AI. So I don't believe nothing at all from anywhere until I get triple, quadruple confirmation. So I say, let's just see, the facts upon this. It's always difficult though to prove something when you wait years. And of course, you can still wait years and it be true, because you could just not. But I think that I'm a little skeptical with all this stuff. Even with the Bill Cosby stuff, I thought that the more people that came out against Bill Cosby, the more it came out, I thought the more was BS. Because I feel like, okay, now y'all really trying.
Now y'all really
going too y'all going too far. It's obvious that y'all making this up now because 50 women didn't say nothing for years. 50, so it's like, 50 of them.
Yeah, I
decided not to speak up. So I'm a little. I'm not gonna lie, I'm a little skeptical, but I'm open to like finding out.
Yeah, I mean, the truth has to be revealed on whether these allegations are actually true. If he really did these things, and if his wife really created a hostile environment for those housekeepers, it's always kind of a double-edged sword, right? And so it's like these things happen, and I don't say anything about it because they said the reason why they didn't say anything because they didn't want to be shamed by their family, public opinion of the people. They didn't want to lose their job, and so there were certain circumstances.
All four of them happened to have the same opinion.
Yeah, they all had the same opinion. They didn't want to be deported, right? And so that was also part of the thing. Also, they didn't want to lose their jobs and they didn't want to be deported.
Because I was reading some of the details, some freaky stuff. You know what I'm saying?
Crazy,
freaky stuff. So it's like
never mind. I ain't gonna.
No, but what I'm thinking though is like, yeah, you don't want to get deported, but so you just gonna willingly just capitulate? You just gonna, so I don't want to jump too far ahead, man. But I can give you my bottom line right now. I can just sum it all up. The bottom line, man, I think that I commend people like you, what I'm saying, who have a strong partner, got with them young, and then stayed loyal all these years. That's the best bet, man.
Oh, yeah.
With all this stuff, man. Find you somebody, because it's crazy out here, man. It's crazy. You look at Shannon Sharp, what he going through, man. Like, you freaky. I understand you freaky,
but he's trying to be though.
Yeah, that's another story.
Yeah, that's a whole other thing.
50-something years old.
He's trying to be that.
But my thing is, even if you are freaky, I mean, I don't know. My thing is, maybe you try to find you a freak that you can marry and be loyal to. But my point is, get you one partner, one woman, you know what I'm saying?
Right.
A partner, however your sexual orientation is, and get you one person, settle down, keep them around you all the time.
All the time.
You know what I'm saying?
Right.
And
well, she's part of it, right? She's part of the whole thing.
Well, that's like what T.I. and Tiny had a lawsuit against, saying
right.
They did. But okay, get somebody who ain't with all that freaky stuff.
Nah, get you.
I ain't trying to like. No. My point is, keep the freaky stuff between. In other words, leave the third parties out of the freaky stuff.
Right.
Like, just keep it between y'all two, because that's the safest way.
I mean, yeah, because now you think about Smokey Robinson's career, does something like this, and even for the independents, thinking about decisions that they make, issues that may come up in their lives, situations that they may find themselves in. Like, as a married man, I am not going to be in the studio with a female by myself. Like, even when I have female guests over here on the show, trust me, they know, trust me, y'all know, you've been over here, who's the first person you meet? The wife. Like, I got my sons in here. So I mean, ain't nothing happening, right? So there's boundaries and yeah,
there's safeguards. Significant other right there. My thing is, I would take them, like, if I'm on tour, they coming with me everywhere, like, because I don't got time to like be accused of stuff, man.
I don't.
Like, and that's why I say find you the right one too, that you could be freaky with, because you get desires, you know what I'm saying? But
Mhm.
find somebody that can fulfill it and be disciplined enough to stick to that and get about your mission because people are getting ruined.
They
Over
trying to ruin
people are getting
people.
ruined over just being freaky. You know, what I'm saying? Look at the Diddy stuff, man. Like, bruh, like you. And again, I'm not trying to cast judgment because I've never been wealthy like that, you know, so I
Right,
can't like say what I would do because
right.
I'm a big proponent of not saying what you would do if you ain't been in that situation before.
Because you don't know what you would
So
do in that
I would
situation.
like to, I would hope that I would be able to get me one person. I would hope that
Mhm.
I would not be able to just, will not be prone to just sleep with everybody because
Right.
it gets messy. Like
It gets
people can,
wealth gives you access.
you have sex with somebody, they can say you did it for, you know, he forced me to do it,
Oh,
or, you
yeah,
know,
of course.
and or they can say anything, or maybe you get with them and because you're a player, you know, they get mad. Oh, you want to go over there with her? Okay, well, you know what, you rate me,
It
kind of, you know. So it's like,
even what's so crazy is that even sometimes when you have morality and you have safeguards, people still try, right? Because now they know. Oh, a woman try to press up on you like, "Hey, nah, I'm good." Like, "Nah." "Oh, you're not trying to be," and she still could bring allegations against you, right?
or how about the fact that you're not perfect? Like maybe one night you get it's a weekday, you kind of weak in your flesh, and somebody look good, and you know that's why I say get you a woman and keep her with you.
That's right.
You know what I'm saying?
That's right.
To
That's
protect you
right.
because it's crazy out here, man, and
That's
people
right.
are getting their legacies ruined. And I will say this though, what do you think about this? Because we're talking about independence. You know, my advice would be to get you a partner, stay with them. That's my advice. But what about the fact that I feel like so many of these shakedown, takedowns are happening? We're gonna get numb to it. Because look at Shannon
Because
Sharp. Shannon Sharp is his own boss. He left ESPN, but Club Shay Shay
it's
been
still
going strong. And
strong.
the crazy thing about it is I'm like about one third through his interview with the Barstool guy,
Mhm.
Dave Portnoy, I think is how you say his name. And Shannon is like literally like kind of like because you know Barstool and ESPN got beef kind of going on, right?
Mm.
And he's like egging it on. So I'm like, so he really beefing with ESPN now. You know what I'm saying?
Mm.
So it's kind of like, and he's flirting with, he asking Dave Portnoy, hey, what about if I come over to the Barstool? You know, and they kind of talking about it.
Oh.
So it's like he ain't worried about it. So my point is the public going to be desensitized to some of these shakedowns? Because they're doing it so much now.
Because so
You know what I'm saying? Is it going to be
Mhm.
like, well, you know what? I'm a big brand. How many accusations do we got? Okay, let's look at it. Do we still want to sign him? Where
Right.
it's like before, we got accusation. Okay, we can't touch him now. But now everybody's getting accusations. Is that going to be the norm now? You
Mm.
know what I'm saying? Because it's
Mm.
literally seeming like, because
Like
again,
every month there's an accusation
yeah.
about something.
All right,
But
so
I mean, this is something that has been historically happening within this space anyway, right?
but it's getting to a point
But
now
now
where
it's
it's
getting
like,
so much of it. It's like this person and then this person and this person. That's why I believe you have to be a person that's above reproach. You know what I'm saying? You got to be a person that's you got safeguards in place because that's going to be an issue. You got to have those checks and balances, right? Like my wife knows, and it's not anything to deal with like she has to know where I am or like an accountability thing. It's nothing like that. I mean, one, we're in a place that who was I talking to? I was talking to uh, a friend of mine who we have a mutual friend, and they were at some place, and the place got shot up, and the dude was just there to attend an event. So I let my wife know where I am when I go out to events, where the address is, so she's aware that if something happens, she knows where I am. You know what I'm saying? Like I text her when I get there. Hey, I arrived. Bet. Okay, cool. Hey, I'm leaving. Okay, cool. So she knows I'm safe because things can pop off and things can happen just in general, right? So I would say as an independent artist, music creator, have safeguards in place. Don't be in the studio alone with a female, right? Don't even be in the studio with you and a homie and a female,
oh yeah,
right? It has to.
man,
I'm just
I
not.
would
I'm
take
just
my
not gonna
girl
put
with
my.
me everywhere I went, bro.
Yeah, I'm not gonna. I'm not gonna put.
I would have her like right here, like
Yeah,
we going, and ain't nothing. But
yeah,
again, though, it got to be a person that you are feeling like that you
yeah,
in love with like that because
yeah,
you if they with you everywhere, you got to be able to like
yeah.
get that, keep them with you everywhere you go, and just like,
Now, of course, it may be tough. I mean, I think that's the other side, right? Is it easy to take them with you all the time? I mean, you have to figure that part out. Like, I think about what's the Tyrese song? Um, I see it in my head. I can hear the song, but he's talking about, he's out on tour, but he's coming home to you. He's like,
mm-mm.
I'm coming home to you. Yeah, there's all these women on the tour, but I'm coming home to you. I'm not doing anything with them. I'm making sure I can't. I can hear the song in my head, but I mean, I think that's the thing. One, you got to recognize you can have a love so strong that that's the person you want to come back to,
Mm-hmm.
and that you're not going to be, because, bro, I don't know what I would do in that situation. Nobody knows what they would do in that situation, especially with money, and it gives you access to
Yeah.
so
Yeah,
much.
yeah, but it's two sides to that. One side is I don't know what I would do. The second side of that is can't nobody say I did nothing to him because she right here.
Right.
You know what I'm saying?
That's right. She can't say I did nothing to him because she right here. Right.
So
But then nobody else can say that. Shoot, I'm walking around with like a body cam on. Oh, so look, I saw this. So here's what y'all do. I saw this video the other day. And so the dude was standing talking to some of his homies. He had the phone on his head. Like, did you see this? He had the phone on his head, and some girl walked up to him and was like, "Hey, excuse me." He turned around, and it was his girlfriend on the phone, like a video of her on the phone. Like, this is my man. And then
That's
he
funny.
and on his shirt was a picture of her, and on the pants were just pictures of her face. Like,
That's funny.
like, I'm taken. Like, but you got to put those safeguards. I think that's the issue. But in this case, with Smokey, is they alleging that his wife was also a part of creating this hostile environment. And I think you got to find, even if it's your wife, your spouse, your partner, whoever that may be, you got to be like, yo, hold up. We can't do that. Even if it's your spouse that's creating a hostile environment,
Yeah.
and it's not you per se, I would still go to and be like, hey, y'all, hold on. You can't be, we can't do this. Why? Because we already know the position that we're in, and we already know what could happen
Right.
from that situation. So
Yeah. I don't know, man. I just feel like we might be getting desensitized to it. And I think that it's gonna come a time where these allegations aren't gonna be able to
nah,
go stop your career at some point because it's happening so much.
happening so much.
It's gonna be standard practices. Okay, all right, we want to sign so and so. How many allegations you got? You know what I'm saying? Okay. Is it manageable? Okay, cool. We good.
Cool.
Was he found guilty? Okay, cool. All right,
Right.
kind of
Right.
thing.
Is it? Do you have how many? Wow, that'd be something crazy to even.
That's what we
consider.
get into though. That's what we're getting to. I feel like, you know what I'm saying, because and I think that for attorneys, I think it's a new thing now. If you're a law firm, to think, okay, who can we put some allegations against? So it's like a new wave, you know.
This is the new.
Because you got Tony Busby and all the Tony Busby wannabes now. Because
right.
again, this Smokey Robinson attorney, somebody is not Tony Busby, but it's like
his protege.
And listen, y'all, depending on how this stuff work out with Diddy and Shannon Sharp, expect more of these lawsuits to come. Expect more. From the standpoint of some of this stuff might be true, and it's a lot of creeps out here, and it's exposure time. Number one. And number two, it's just a thing to do. It's gonna be some innocent ones. It's gonna be some guilty ones, but accusations are gonna come like a flood. That's why I say, man, my advice would be just to get you somebody solid and keep them close and focus on your objective. What did the creator put you on earth to do?
That's right.
Be great.
That's right.
Focus on that tunnel vision, and then you got your significant other, meet them little freaky needs you got. You know what I'm saying? And just keep
pushing.
Keep pushing.
I'm gonna tell you now. There's gonna be a lot of things that happens out there, but as the great poet J. Cole says,
That's your boy.
there's no such thing as a life that's better than yours.
I knew you was gonna say that. I knew you were gonna say that. I knew it. I was gonna say it for you. I knew you were gonna say that. Good old Jermaine Cole.
Good old Jermaine Cole. There's no such thing as a life that's better than yours. But that's true. The reason why I say that, because that's true for me. And that's true for everybody.
Should be, yeah.
Because you don't know what somebody else's life has. So we out here wishing that we live in other people's life. No, you don't. No, you don't. I always sit back and go, because you know the line he said, not to get into the J. Cole thing. The
That's
line
your
he
boy.
said,
You want to get Jacob? Go ahead.
you know,
It's okay.
the line he says, I wish I had that Jada and that Will love. I'm like, no, you don't. I'm like, I bet that's a line you want to take back. I bet you don't want to have that Jada and that Will love. Because now all that stuff is coming out. That's why I say you never idolize anybody.
Well, that's the thing, because you don't know the pain they go through.
You don't know.
The trauma they go. We all got our own pains and we don't.
You ain't Tupac.
We don't show. We don't always show.
You ain't Tupac.
I know, right? That's crazy.
No, we don't always show what that life is, what's actually happening in that life, the intricacies. I mean, you only seen them in public. You don't really know them like that, or anybody like that.
Just take your life, be thankful for your life, and be as great as you can be.
Yeah, which kind of goes into the we wrapping up the Smokey thing.
Yep.
Number 2. I don't know how I feel about that. They always after this guy, man. I think they have something against him.
Did somebody make him hit a guy with him with a bottle?
Okay, so let's
in a foreign country.
So let's talk about that, right? Okay, so just
you ain't even in the United States, bro.
So y'all know,
you ain't even a citizen over there.
Allegedly. So allegedly,
you know they denied bail today.
Yeah, of course they did.
He ain't getting out of jail until June.
He ain't getting out of jail. Period. His tour is gonna be. So in case y'all don't know, R&B singer Chris Brown has been arrested in Manchester on suspicion of causing grievous bodily harm to music producer Abe, I can't pronounce his last name, Diaw, stemming from an alleged attack at London's Tate nightclub in 2023. Authorities say Brown was taken into custody just after 2 a.m. at the Lowry Hotel ahead of his UK tour dates. This producer claims that the singer struck him with a bottle and continued to assault him after he fell. Chris Brown remains in custody as investigations continue, casting uncertainty over his upcoming Breezy Bowl 20 tour. Okay, here's what I want to say though, before we get into it. He said, the producer said that Chris hit him. It was just unwarranted, for no reason, out of the blue.
Oh, really?
Yeah, it's unwarranted.
No, I'm saying, but do you think Chris?
I do not.
He's gonna hit him.
I do not. Like, I'm in a club. It's me and my peoples. We having a great time, and I just, for some reason, want to come over and hit you.
Is this dude Abe? Is he a rat? Is he a snitch?
I don't know. I don't even know what Abe looks like.
You know what I'm saying? So,
but I'm just saying, like,
he can't handle it. He can't handle it like on the side. You know what? He got me this time. I'm gonna get him next time.
You got beat up, and so you can't. I don't know.
So I'm gonna go to the
is
police.
that what it is?
I'm
you
gonna go to the police and shut this whole thing down.
You got beat up. Is this what is this what the Drake and Kendrick beef is now leading to? No, I'm just joking. I'm joking.
I'm being facetious as well. I'm not against law enforcement, but I am saying like, a lot of these guys act tough and they want to run into police.
Yeah,
so
yeah. I'm just saying.
It's kind of like you want to act like you're cool and tough and all that, but you want to go to the police. So, that's kind of like a contradiction.
But it's, allegedly hitting him unwarranted though. Like that's the thing, right? It was.
I don't believe Chris Brown just.
It's supposed to be unwarranted. Let me.
Well, you said something about 2023. They got into it before.
Yeah.
So maybe he had to come. Maybe it's next time I see you, it's on site. Next time I see you, ain't no words. I'm just cracking bottles.
Cracking bottles. Y'all know. Hey, y'all know how it goes sometimes.
Like next time I see you, I'll see you next time.
It says, according to this producer, which I can't pronounce his last name. Somebody out there, you know how to say it. Abe, his first name. Chris Brown attacked him unprovoked.
What about, you said something about a 2023 incident?
Yeah, so there was an incident in that's what it was.
Oh,
that happened in 20. It happened in 2023.
Oh, so you telling me that he didn't do this yet? He did this in 2023?
No.
Oh, Abe, man. Abe a buster, man. That's
David Buster. Abe a buster. Abe a buster.
So you mean Abe reported him from 2023?
2023.
Oh, so here's this happened the other day.
Nah. So here's what happened.
Abe, man. So, Abe, listen. Abe, you're done, bro. We ain't getting no beats from you. We ain't collaborating with you, Abe. You about to get blackballed. You done, Abe.
2023.
You done.
2023.
Ain't nobody gonna get no tracks from you, Abe.
So Chris went over there.
It's a wrap for you, Abe.
For the tour, right? So he went over there for the tour.
In 2023.
Tour. This week, right? He went over there to start his tour. And he got off the plane
the Sun, which is the British tabloid, The Sun, contacted authorities after confirming, I don't know who they confirmed it with, that Chris Brown was in the country, asking if he would be placed under arrest for the 2023 incident. So it happened in 2023, right? So back in 2023, allegedly, he cracked this dude over the head with a tequila bottle and proceeded to beat him
Yeah.
unprovoked. Now,
You beat me up. I'm gonna have to get my get back. And I ain't talking about telling the police. I'm coming to see you,
now,
Breezy.
I don't know what happened in 2023. I wasn't there. Only people who was there could see it, knew what actually happened in this particular situation.
Nah, Abe, man.
But
I ain't rocking with Abe, man.
But Abe, supposedly, it was reported in 2023 that this happened. And so my question is, has Chris been back to the UK since then? And if he has, how come nobody's did anything or said anything since the 2 years? I'm sure Chris Brown has been back overseas in the UK.
Yeah, I think I saw
in the past 2 years.
Yeah, man.
So it warrants the question, right? How
about to mess up his whole tour?
Messing up his dude whole tour, right?
He can't get no bail though for simple assault.
No, none.
I don't know the rules and laws over it in the UK, so I don't know how that works.
None. I mean, now? It's not as frequent for independents. Maybe if you're a higher level independent music creator to travel overseas. Actually, no. You know what? No, you can do it because. Do you know Kian Martin?
The name sounds familiar.
So Kian Martin is artist. He lives here in Atlanta. Super dope artist, right? Look him up. Check out his music. He went. I've been saying this before. He went over to Italy for a tour. Pretty much sold out in the space that he was in.
Okay.
Because he identified, according to analytics, that this was a place that people were listening to his music. So he did a tour over there, right? So I'm not saying that as an independent you can't go overseas, because if you have numbers that are high enough and it warrants you to be able to go overseas and you're going to get the attendance and you can sell out that space, yeah, go overseas, right? So I'm not saying that you can't, but I think it's rare for most independents to travel overseas. But even in situations like this, it doesn't even have to be overseas. It could be in the next city. It could be in the same city, right? So how does someone, once again, this is another alleged situation where, it involves someone who's super famous, right? But Chris has been dubbed the bad boy. Has he been dubbed bad boy R&B?
Of course, absolutely.
Right? So he's like the bad boy in R&B.
Since the Rihanna incident.
Yeah, since then. And he's had other run-ins, other altercations and things like that with other people. Now, I don't think those were unprovoked. I'm not sure. Some of them they have on video. Some of them are not. I actually think that they just want to get Chris Brown for something.
Yeah, for sure, man. And I think
I think they want to get him for something.
I think if you're Chris Brown, man, you got to be careful. You can't be attacking folks, man. You got to just kind of like.
You got to fall back, bro.
You got to charge it to the game sometime, man. Now and if I'm again, here I go with my high horse telling you what somebody should do in a situation I've never been in, right? But I would like to think that if I'm there, I'm laying low. I'm not going to the club unless I'm getting paid for it.
Right.
Because Chris Brown is almost 40 now, in his later 30s, so it's like, it's about work now. Now, if I'm going to the club for business, for an appearance, in and out, meet, shake their hands, kiss the babies, do my, I'm off. I love what he does with his fans, the meet and greets.
Yeah,
I know it's expensive, but come on, it's Chris Brown, so it's like I'm cool with that.
Them boyfriends don't love them meet and greets. Them husbands don't be loving it.
I wouldn't love it either, man.
I wouldn't love it either.
You gonna be if I see you with Chris Brown with his hands on your butt, picking you up, you my ex girl at that point.
And you got them the cheesy grin.
Yeah, you my ex girl.
Your eyes glistening and stuff. Nah.
If you, I understand being the fan, you go you get next to him with a respectable picture with your hands on your side, smile, and and keep it moving.
That's right.
And no man holding. Anyway, but I said all right
like that. I don't think
I said all right to say I love how Chris Brown is accessible to his fans. That's cool. So go to the club, do your appearances, but outside of touching your fans, stay out the clubs, man. Stay out the clubs. Go do your work. Go home. Go party in your hotel room. I'm sure you had probably the penthouse suite at the hotel. You know what I'm saying?
Right.
Go party with your people at home. Don't be out there, man. Do not be out there because And
It's
you got issue with somebody, let it go.
people gonna try. Trust me, they're gonna try to hem you up in some way. I think that's the thing. I think that's the thing that celebrities don't think about. I think that's why you hear situations about certain celebrities and situations about you don't hear about certain celebrities because those other celebrities now, regardless whether it's true or not, you don't hear them about being in these types of situations. But I still go back. I think they got something against Chris Brown. I think they want to get him on something.
Who is they?
I don't know who they are. Right?
Let's identify
they,
they.
them,
Like
them people.
like DJ Khaled. They
They
don't want
right?
him to be great. They don't want.
They don't. They want to get him. But it's like if Rihanna can forgive Chris Brown, y'all can forgive Chris Brown too, in some way, fashion, or form. And I love that gesture from Rihanna when they hug and she kind of like was it? Did they hug or did she pat him? Did she just no? They hug. He sat down and she pat him on the head, and that kind of was the
closure.
The closure. Like I forgive you. Like let's. And the world still can't forgive Chris Brown.
But I think if you Chris Brown, you got to understand that, and you got to be smarter than that. You can't be beating folks and stomping folks out, even if you feel like they deserve it.
You can't.
I mean, they could have done you dirty, and you could feel in your heart that this dude deserves a beat down.
Don't even let your entourage do it.
You got to let it go, man.
Because it's if you allow your entourage to do it, they're gonna say that you allowed it to happen.
For sure.
So don't. So independent artists, man, you protect yourself, protect your neck, right? You got to put a Wu-Tang in it. Protect your neck, like protect your reputation, protect who you are as an individual. Yeah, I know that they say when you put songs in the club to test them and see if they pop or not. Okay, go there for work, right? Go there for work. Take some people with you.
To beat nobody up,
right? Don't beat people up. Even somebody say something. Hey, security, like, boo.
Hey, they go that buster ass fool. They go, hey,
right? They go, hey, right there, man. Let's jump that nigga, man.
No,
just get that nigga, man. Like,
make a note of it and leave it alone. You know what I'm saying?
Make a note of it, leave it alone, and write it in your death note. You know what I'm saying? Like, dang. Write it in your death notebook and just keep it moving, right?
Put it in a song. I saw Abe at the club.
You could be Light. You can. What's his name? Light Yagami. Oh, they're talking about Death. Oh, see, Death Note, the anime Death Note.
Oh no,
like you ain't got to fight nobody. Just write the name in the Death Note.
That's funny.
But y'all got to protect yourself out there, man. Don't put yourself in situations that can cause you to be put in a situation like this where you are alleged of doing something.
And Chris Brown is older too. That's the thing. If he was a younger artist, I would get it. But Chris, you've been here 20 years.
If he was a younger artist, I would be like, yeah, he probably did it.
You've been here 20 years, man. So
if he was younger, I would like, if he was like 25, 26.
He might have did it. I mean, I don't know if this came out of nowhere. So hold on. You think he might not have done it at all?
I don't think Chris did it. Well, somebody obviously hit him and beat this dude up. Right? I mean, I haven't seen pictures. I don't need to see pictures though. Somebody got pictures. Somebody saw.
I don't know how it work in the UK, but if they keep him without bail, they gotta have something.
You gotta have something. You gotta have a video. You gotta have some pictures.
There gotta be some kind of smoking gun.
You gotta have some testimonies. Like you just gonna lock him up because one person said, and you got other.
They gotta have some kind of.
You gotta have evidence, man. That's the thing. My whole thing is protect yourself, bro. Like, that's.
Smarter than that.
You gotta be smarter than that. Don't put yourself in situations that's gonna cause you to be seen in a different or be put in a different space. Yeah, I mean, I had anger issues when I was growing up. I understand, trust me. Somebody pop off, bam. I mean, that's all it was. But I had to learn, like, nah, I can't
be doing that.
I can't be doing that.
Yeah.
Now, today, somebody pop off and they talk about my family. That's a different story. You best hope I hit you before my wife hits you though. That's the.
But even that though, it's the talk. Are they threatening your family physically?
You can threaten them. Well,
like it's the talk. In other words,
you can say whatever you want to say.
Especially the age of the internet, people gonna say all kinds of stuff.
You can say whatever.
Especially here's my other little free game nugget. If you want to be successful, get ready for it.
Get ready for it.
Are you ready to be talked about on the internet? Because anytime you're gonna get praise, and of course we all want our music to connect with the audience, our content to connect. We want to get praise for what we do, but with praise, it's gonna be some degree of criticism and some degree of hate.
Yeah,
maybe hopefully it won't be a lot of it, but it's gonna be some haters.
You're gonna get it.
Are you ready to deal with haters? Are you ready to get talked about?
You're gonna get it.
How your family talked about, judged.
You're gonna get it.
You know what I'm saying? So are you going to beat everybody up and talk bad about you?
Right.
And I ain't just talking about regular people. I'm talking about other people in your space, other artists,
Yeah.
other creators who might
Yeah.
want to hate on you, that you might bump into. Are you
Yeah.
going to hit them with a bottle? Like, some of y'all might need to get therapy ahead of time.
You may.
Real talk.
Real talk.
If you have anger issues, because these are challenges you're going to face.
That's right.
You might be at a club appearance and see that artist over there that was slick hating on you, or maybe you thought they were hating on you. You know, misunderstanding. I don't know. Are you able to deal with that?
Yeah.
How do you handle conflict now?
Yeah. Yeah. I mentioned Celeste. I mentioned Celeste Debro. I know Celeste. I know it's one of the ways, right? She has a degree, certification. I think she has a degree in conflict management. I'm like, yo, where'd you get that from? Like, she's like, nah, I went to school and I got a degree or a certification or something like that in conflict management. Dope. I think artists need to learn that. I think all of you need to learn conflict management, not just in a situation that is like this, that may be hostile, but even in a situation where you may be working with someone in the studio and there's some conflict, where you may be on the road with somebody and there's some conflict. Conflict maybe between you and your spouse. I think learning these types of, once again, these are those things that I think you need to learn, not just about, because I posted that clip today, not just about pushing buttons, right? Not just about dragging in WAV files, not just about holding the microphone, but stuff, real things that you need to know that you're going to deal with. Like, no matter, you can produce in your bedroom all day, but as soon as you get out there in that world and a situation happens, how you going to respond to it? Like, you got to learn these types of, anyway, you got to learn these types of things.
My point is, if you want success, this is the side of success that's not so glamorous, that takes people out.
That's right.
And if you don't prepare yourself ahead of time, success is going to take you out.
That's right.
You know, the Bible, I think it's a proverb: prosperity destroys the fool. You know what I'm saying? And if you're not ready for it, it's going to hurt you.
Yeah.
Because the haters are going to come.
Yeah.
The conflict is going to come, and if you're not equipped to deal with that, so, you know, and I pray that everybody who wants success gets success. But a lot of times we don't get it because we're not ready for it.
Right.
And so prepare for it.
Yep.
And hopefully Chris Brown, man, navigate through this. You know,
Man, me
because
too.
I know a lot of folks
We'll
looking
see.
forward to this Breezy Bowl. A lot of folks looking forward to it.
Because I heard Chris put on a phenomenal show.
I mean,
I've never seen it.
Stadium, you know, that's a big deal.
But I heard he put some phenomenal show. All right, let's talk about number 3. Your man, your guy, Snoop Dogg.
Here's my guy, man. I rock with Snoop Dogg.
Snoop Dogg. Snoop Dogg has officially ended his dispute with Spotify. I thought it was so timely though. Just as he drops his surprise album, It's a Crime, on all major platforms, after previously slamming Spotify for only paying him $45,000 for nearly 1 billion streams. Snoop now says he understands the complexity of royalties after a series of meetings facilitated by Gamma co-founder Larry Jackson. While he no longer blames Spotify directly, he still takes issue with the overall streaming payout model, something independent artists, as yourself, you got to understand how that works, because I know we all feel it. We drop albums and we only see so little from it.
It's a new day and age, man. But let me just start.
Man, forget that, bro. Like, no, I'm stop.
Let me just start with Snoop, though, man. Like, is it a crime? Of course, Snoop is a marketing guy now.
Yeah.
So remember how he had the whole
He's a
thing?
label owner.
Remember when he said he was going to stop smoking and he's promoting the grill?
That's
like
right.
Everything is strategic. So he came out with a surprise album, and he kind of had this whole Spotify news get released around the same time. You know what I'm saying? But let me just say, when I first heard somebody text me and say, hey, are you going to listen to the Snoop album tonight? I'm like, Snoop album tonight? Album? He just came out with Missionary.
Yeah, right.
What's? And I'm like, huh? I'm scratching my head. You know what I'm saying? And I went to the Breakfast Club, because he only did a couple. He did the Breakfast Club interview. I think he did Extra, the entertainment show, whatever.
Extra.
Or one of them
They
shows.
still
Like
around?
either,
that's.
I think, was it Mario Lopez? Somebody, he did that little show.
Okay.
And he did the Breakfast Club. I listened to both of those interviews, and I'm like, you know, and I'm like, why is he doing this? And then I heard, once you hear the album, you understand why. And let me, for the record, I love this album. Like, this album is like,
I haven't heard it yet.
it's really good, man. And I get it now, because I love when artists make something because they have something to say. Snoop has something to say. Number one, I think the reception for Missionary wasn't what he wanted it to be.
Mm.
But I think they promoted that album so wrong. They dropped the ball on the promotion of that album.
Yeah.
They did not promote that album properly.
They should have.
It was just, I'm disgusted by how they promoted that album. Number 2, though, the Missionary album, sonically it's amazing. Production wise,
Yeah, I would agree.
it's amazing from a musical standpoint. But where I say it's not so amazing is that the writing on there, you could tell Snoop had all these writers. It didn't sound like Snoop. You know, they had him doing all these weird voice inflections and
I want to hear for Shizzle Dizzle. That's all I want to hear.
And to the point to where even though it's an amazing sounding album, the replay value, I don't replay it that much. And what I do replay is that they came out with a version of the album with the album and then all the instrumentals for the album. I play the instrumentals more than the actual songs. Because the instrumentals are amazing on there. So I play the instrumentals
Dre did his thing
to that album rather than the actual album. But this here, I'm gonna just give my little 2-second
Now let's do it.
review here. The album is basically Snoop responding to critics because Snoop went to that little crypto ball, and he tried to get canceled by his own folks. And him making this album is a response to all that
because he said some stuff.
He
prior to that,
but he responded to that, and he responded aggressively. And I'm here. I love when, not saying I even agree with it, all he's saying, but I love it when an artist is passionate and responding. He literally, I love that because that's the best art when you got something to say. And Snoop just says, you know what, F this, I'm making an album, man. You know what I'm saying? Called Is It a Crime? You know what I'm saying? And he did his thing on the album. It sounds like classic Snoop. I could tell he did more writing on this album.
So when you say classic Snoop, are we talking about like classic Snoop?
No, I know where you're going. Not classic Snoop in terms of Snoop Dogg, the artist.
Oh, okay.
Not this. It's not the same Snoop from '93, but
But I get it.
It's the Snoop, the artist. Who would you expect that 1993 guy to be in 2025? Who would you? This is, you know what I'm saying?
Okay.
Talking about his grandkids and all that, and his wife, and just still being the Crip. My favorite song on there is called Sophisticated Crippin', produced by Battle Cat. Let me just say this too. Let me just say this too, man, because I've been on Snoop the last few years, his last 2 albums. He had an album called Back on Death Row that Hit Boy executive produced. Amazing album as well. I think in 2025, Battle Cat is his new Dr. Dre. Snoop sounds best on Battle Cat production. Snoop and Battle Cat got this connection.
But Battle Cat's a legend, though.
He is. But him and Snoop, they make great music now.
Yeah.
Like, way back to the whole, he did the album, I think it's called I Want to Thank Me. He did the tribute to Nipsey Hussle.
No, go ahead. I'll let you finish.
He did a tribute to Nipsey Hussle. I forgot what it was called, but they sampled the Houdini One Love. Like, Battle Cat be in his bag with Snoop.
Battle Cat be in his bag. In general, like that boy be in his bag. He did Cali is Active.
Of course, yeah.
That beat was
crazy.
That beat was so crazy.
Yeah.
I was like,
oh no, Battle Cat got a list of songs from We Can Freak It with Corrupt.
But in saying that, what I was going to say is that Battle Cat did a track for one of my guys out in California, Vaughan, for his artist / daughter. Everybody knows, and I'm not saying like, oh, don't say that. Tia P.
Okay.
And so they did a song called Green Cadillac. Battle Cat produced the song Green Cadillac. And that song has Tia P featuring Rage.
Okay.
And so in the music video, all the Rage, if you go watch that video, all the scenes where you see the Lady of Rage, your boy shot all that.
Oh, nice.
Your boy shot all that, right?
Nice.
That's right. That's how, so that video with the Lady of Rage in it with Tia P featuring DJ Battle Cat, your boy shot all them scenes with
that's dope, B.
With the Lady of Rage in it. But anyway, I had to,
But no, Battle Cat I think is the new Dre for Snoop because they got
like a chemistry.
They got a chemistry for this Snoop, for Snoop at age 50, whatever.
Yeah.
This age Snoop and Battle Cat, they got that connection, you know. And I would love to see them do a whole album together because I think Battle Cat did like 4 or 5 songs.
Okay.
Battle Cat,
check it out.
Yeah, like trust me, man.
I haven't heard it yet.
It's a good album, man. It's real dope. But it's like it surprised me because I was like, why is he doing this? Because he just had Missionary.
Right, he just had Missionary. So if you got Missionary and Missionary is out, how come?
But you can tell because you know Snoop admitted that he let Dr. Dre take control of the wheel with Missionary. He let Dr. Dre make all this. This is Snoop back doing what he want to do now.
True.
You know what I'm saying? And
Yeah, I'm just
for it.
saying, like, if Snoop had came up with an album, or if they were working on this, first of all, it was a surprise album. I ain't even. I'm talking like I didn't even know they came up with an album. Like so now after this, I got to go listen to Is It a Crime? Right.
I've played that album front to back probably about 4 or 5 times.
Wow.
I'll listen to.
So here's the thing, though, right?
Okay.
My thing is, it's hypocritical, though. You go out in the world bashing Spotify. Every interview you in,
Yeah.
you talking about Spotify this, Spotify that. They ain't because they only pay me $45,000 for, 1 billion streams, and you keep going and you blah 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 blah, and all of a sudden you make amends. Now, I think that's still grown man stuff, right? When people you got issues with each other and you make amends. I'm for that. But not like when your album drops, though, right? Kind of like we talked about the Carrie Hilson thing last time, and how she went on the Breakfast Club and talking all about this, the situation of Beyonce and blah blah blah. But her album was coming out, right? I think if you really wanted to make amends with Spotify, or you wanted to understand the complexity, why did it have to be on the heels of a surprise album drop?
Why not, man?
I'm just saying, like I get it's marketing.
The same guy that went and said he stopped smoking.
I get it. Trust me.
What I'm saying? To sell a grill. The same guy. So of course he gonna do this. I mean, how deceitful is that to your audience? That's so dirty.
That's crazy.
That's what I'm saying?
That's crazy. That boy was like, I'm done smoking weed.
Yeah.
Like, I mean, I'm just saying that, like,
no. He said I'm stop smoking. He did it to where I don't smoke no more.
Oh,
I quit smoking.
Quit smoking.
Like, so technically he didn't lie. He talking about this whatever.
Exactly.
But I think it's just business though, and I think it's ignorance. I think a lot of these artists are ignorant, man, when they bash streaming, because they don't understand. Like, streaming gonna pay you forever. Of course, it's not gonna be. Now, I agree it should be more than what they're paying, but if they're gonna pay you like 3 cents a stream, bro.
Right.
It's not feasible. It's just not. Ain't enough money out there to pay you forever.
Forever?
They can't do that.
Forever?
It's not enough money to pay you to do that. But it should be, closer to 1 cent at least, not a third of a cent. Especially as inflation goes up.
Yeah.
My point though is like, he just was ignorant, Then he sat down and
he understands the complexity of royalties. How long Snoop been in this? How long? Wait, I understand streaming is something that came out just.
But like I said though,
I get it.
Album royalties, you sell an album one time, but streaming, they stream over and over and over again in perpetuity, forever.
Yeah, forever. As long as Spotify exists, as long as Apple Music exists.
So like, and there's no cap on it, so they gotta
gotta cap it, and they capped it somewhere. But 1 billion streams is $45,000. I get it. I mean, because are you selling 1 billion albums?
But I don't think that. I think what Spotify said was those numbers are inaccurate. Spotify, when they responded to them, they said no.
They did respond.
You need to check who we gave the money to. We paid way more than that for those streams. We need to go check somebody else.
Go check them other people that kind of bought into Spotify, or they kind of got some master situation going. Is Snoop own his? He own all his? I don't think he owned all his masters.
But
he
didn't own it this whole time,
right?
So, but I think that he's owning them now. I believe. I think Doggy Style might be the last one he got to get, or something like that.
That's the best. Between that album and Murder Was the Case.
Listen,
man, look,
everything Death Row was doing was amazing.
Amazing.
That's why when people try to compare people to Death Row, and I love TDE, but TDE
you can't compare TDE to Death Row.
You can't compare.
I'm sorry.
Death Row was.
You cannot.
I'm talking about classic,
don't do it,
legendary stuff, man. I'm talking about Dr. Dre at his peak. Come on, bro. Don't compare nobody to Death Row.
Nah, you can't compare no one to Death Row. And that,
when you
from
got
a label
perspective,
nah.
You got The Chronic, Doggy Style, Murder Was the Case, Above the Rim soundtrack, the Dog Pound, Dog Food. Come on, them 5 right there. Give me a label.
You don't even have to name the other albums that were on.
Give me a label with 5 better albums than that.
I can't.
You know what I'm saying?
I cannot.
just 5 albums. Don't compare nobody to that. Bro.
I cannot
Do
give you
not
another
compare.
label that has albums like that are comparable. From a hip hop, I don't even think it's just hip hop perspective. Period. I don't think I can give you.
Tupac, All Eyes on Me, Machiavelli. Stop it.
Stop it.
Stop.
You cannot.
There's nobody to compare.
You can't.
Nobody in the
Nobody.
in the hip hop space.
None.
Name me 7 albums from any from Rockefeller, Bad Boy,
You can't.
Cash Money,
You can't.
No Limit. 7. Put their best 7 albums up against
You
Death Row best 7 albums.
cannot.
It's no comparison.
You can't.
No comparison, man.
You cannot. I mean, and the only albums that you really can put, you only need 5. You don't even need 7. You just need.
I think the only one that might be close to it is Bad Boy, and they still way number 2.
Yeah, but you just need Doggy Style, Chronic.
Yeah,
That's pretty much it. Murder Was the Case to me was like that next album that Snoop, even though Snoop's not the primary artist on there. I mean, you got Sam Snead on there. I mean, you got
Better Recognize. Yeah,
you got so many artists on that. Dog Pound was on there.
I'll take Above the Rim soundtrack over that though.
Above the Rim was. I love Above the Rim.
Murder Was the Case. That's the greatest movie soundtrack of all time.
Man, see, we going into a different.
The greatest movie soundtrack ever is Above the Rim.
Above the Rim was.
If you smell any smoke, it's just me and that's a throwaway track on there.
But you know what song was so dope?
Mm-hmm.
When what was it called? I know a place where we can go outside and have some fun. Just me and you.
Yeah.
Together we are one. That song right there, bro. Sweet Sable. Man, that song. As soon as that song came on, I remember when that album came out.
And as a matter of fact, Big Pimpin' is the only Big Pimpin' I acknowledge from that album. Big Pimpin'. You know what I'm saying? That's the real Big Pimpin' to me, right there.
The real Big Pimpin'.
And shout out to Timbaland, Jay-Z, and UGK. That Big Pimpin' ain't nowhere near as dope as a Dog Pound Big Pimpin'.
It's crazy.
Come on, man.
Crazy.
Come on. So anyway, man.
Anyway, Snoop, like I said, Snoop came with an album. I think for independence is really just understanding, because we can say a lot of things. We can experience a lot of things. I think what he says, he understands the complexity of royalties. And I think it's having that understanding. A lot of times music creators want to delve just solely in the music and not on the business side. And I think because back in the day, they didn't really have to, right? They trusted the record labels, the A&Rs, everybody else who was put in those positions to handle business for them. And so a lot of times you had artists who were ignorant of the business side. But I don't think we as independents cannot be that today, because we don't have those people that are doing the administration, who are, submitting songs for royalty collection and registering them with PROs and Harry Fox and Sound Exchange and all these other places. Like, we don't have anybody. We have to do that. So we have to understand royalties and split sheets and publishing, and there's 2 sides to a song. What does all that mean? Like, we got to understand that. And we live in the streaming. We absolutely have to understand how streaming works.
For sure.
You got to understand the how royalties are paid out, which is something that I think we'll get into in just a couple minutes. Because I do want to talk about that one though, because I think that's important for independents to know. But anyway, Snoop came with an album, but I think for me the lesson is in this whole thing. Yes, learn how to be a great marketer, but 2, learn the business side of it. Like, because once again, I can say a lot of things, but until I really know, then it's like, oh shoot, maybe I was wrong.
Yeah.
But he still has an issue though. And I do too, with the overall streaming payout. I think artists should get paid more for the streaming. But
but it's not as much as people think. I don't think
I'm not in
like,
control.
I don't think that like it's feasible to just, because you're getting paid. I don't repeat myself, but you're getting paid over and over again. So
right. Over and over again.
Forever. So build a dope catalog, keep putting out music. Yeah.
The days of album sales how they used to be is over.
Build your audience. Make it so good to where people still playing your music 30 years after you pass away.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying?
Now, if you don't make enough money from streaming, just go on tour. I got a homie who's on tour all the time. Oh my gosh.
Sell physical
This dude's
copies
on
too.
tour all the time. All the time. I'm like, bro, whenever you were home, he's never home. He was like, he's on tour all the time. I'm like, you got time to breathe, bro?
Get that
Like,
guap. Get that.
he
get that
getting
moving. But yeah, I went to Tyler the Creator's concert.
the Chromacopia joint. Yeah.
He got a whole app. You know, when you come in to give you a card, you scan the card, put the app on your phone. You know, and it's like he got a whole thing,
Yeah.
all kind of clothes and posters and whatever you need. So sell physical products
Sell physical
along
products.
with your music.
That's right. You got to find other ways to compensate the money that you normally think you would
Yeah.
generate from album sales on in other mediums.
Make an album so good that people want to wear a shirt.
Yeah, with your album
the
on it.
Hello.
Exactly.
So you can sell those units. You can
Exactly.
sell a million of those.
You can.
Maybe they ought to make merch plaques, right? So a million merch. My album went platinum on merch. You know what I'm saying?
I went platinum on merch. Yeah, I sold 1 billion shirts. You know what I'm saying? I sold 100 million shirts.
But it got to be the album cover on there, right? It
Got to be the album cover. That's right. That's right.
Yeah.
So let's talk about Tory Lanez real quick. Wow.
Yeah, man.
I was like, wow.
God bless, man. They say his lung collapsed.
Yeah.
He got stabbed 14
times.
Ooh, they're trying to kill him.
Yeah, Tory Lanez is recovering after being stabbed 14 times while serving his 10-year sentence for shooting Meg Thee Stallion, which I don't know if it's a rumor or not about information that just came out about the actual shooting.
Yeah, they're I think it's a rumor because I don't know who confirmed that.
I don't know who confirmed
They're
it.
saying that the bodyguard is saying that the best friend
Kelsey.
thought. We don't know, man.
We don't know.
Thought.
God, y'all know.
Neither here nor
Somebody knows. God knows because he's looking like, yeah, I know what you did. But somebody truly knows what happens. But so it says the attack happened at the California Correctional Institution, leaving him with a collapsed lung and serious injuries. Yo, they said they stabbed him in the
head.
In the head twice. But y'all trying to
send him to the upper. Well, I think Freddie Gibbs said on
y'all
his
trying to send him
Twitter.
to the upper room.
Yeah,
what's going on, bro? Like,
yeah,
like how serious is it that you want to now in that environment? Like what did he do that makes you want to do that?
Who knows, man? I mean, in prison, I've never been to prison.
I've never been.
From what I understand,
I don't know what goes on.
From what I understand, though, it's a fight for your life.
It's a fight for your life
in there. You know
what I hear.
And obviously, this is evidence of that. You know,
probably why they. I don't know.
I don't know, man. But like, I don't wish that on nobody though.
Nobody.
You know what I'm saying? I mean, whatever he found guilty of, he's there to serve his time. Yeah. Not there to get stabbed up.
You know what's so crazy? It just speaks to me. It speaks to the insensitivity of the human race. And so, as I was researching this and looking this up and what's going on, somebody made a comment, and they were like something about pretty much it was about his demise, and somebody wrote, "Well, if he, you may have seen it, if he passes away, talking about will we now release him from the shooting of Meg Thee Stallion or whatever it said." And somebody said, how about when he passes away, then I'll be relieved from him. I was like, yo, like people were like, wait, so you wish for this man's demise? That's what you're saying?
Right.
Like you're wishing for this dude to just pass away?
Right.
And it was a female. They were going, not whether it's important or not, but they were going in on her about that statement. Like, you want this dude?
Yeah, man.
Like what sense does that make?
Well, again, to call back my earlier statement, this is part of being successful. You're going to have haters out there.
You're going to have haters.
Just feel that kind of way about you. You know,
you're going to have haters.
So can you deal with somebody wishing death on you? You know what I'm saying? Or are you going to see him and try to do something to him? You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
So,
I mean, even if it's positive or negative, right? Because you got stans who will go to limits. I mean, like people breaking into your house. I mean, and that's just a stand. Like, oh, I love this person, and they breaking into your crib, trying to, come and see you. Who was the one that, where somebody broke into the house and they were like in their room trying on their clothes, laying in their bed.
Oh, that's crazy.
Was it Ariana Grande? Taylor Swift?
It might have been.
It was somebody. They were like in their.
It happens so often
In their room.
Yeah.
Like, it kind of reminds me about what's that movie? Star Six. Is it Star Six? Dang. Now, see, I hate when I say something and then I got to think about what the movie is. But it was a movie about I think her boyfriend killed her or something. I can't remember the name of the movie, but she was like a singer or actress or something like that. But the movie was crazy. But it's kind of that same type of situation.
Mm.
Man, for me, it's just once again.
I don't know. I just pray he get full recovery and serve his time and come out a better person. You know what I'm saying? And I do pray that if he didn't shoot her, the truth will come out. But like I always said though, when it happened, bro, you had your chance to just get on the stand and clear your name. And you did. And you did. So, and to me, that always smells fishy and guilty. Because if I didn't shoot you, I'm gonna get up here.
I'm gonna come out and say I didn't do it.
Even if I don't quote unquote don't want to snitch on who did, I ain't do it. So y'all need to figure out. Y'all need to figure out. But I ain't do it.
I'm gonna tell you what. Y'all can hate on me all y'all want, but if it's something like that that's gonna impact me and my freedom, you did it. He did. You ever seen like those videos?
The meme when the person pointed.
You ever seen the video like with the dogs and like the owner of the dogs walk in and the dogs are lined up and the owner's like, who did this? And the one dog is like, he hugging the other dog like, he did it. Like, I didn't do it. Like, oh, you can. Trust me, if it's going to impact my freedom, first of all, I mean, that's the thing, right? Personal choices, personal accountability, putting yourself in situations that you may or may not find yourself in. Like, I get the whole thing anyway. Like, why would you take out a gun and try to play around with it?
Why is it a gun even involved?
Even involved. Like, I'm only using that gun if my life is threatened, if my family's threatened.
There shouldn't be no gun out at all. You got two females with you, bro. Why you got a gun?
Now, unless they're trying to rob you.
So you got to be in jail just for that, bro.
And
just for that alone.
If you're trying to rob me,
why are you pulling out a gun with two women?
Well, I mean,
because y'all arguing, because it's getting heated, because you get caught, you've been banging both of them, so now you
right,
and that, bro,
right, and you shorter than them probably.
Yeah, definitely shorter than Meg Thee Stallion.
Oh yeah, definitely shorter than Meg Thee Stallion.
So I mean, why you got a gun, bro? So like I said,
she's a stallion, right?
Yeah,
we talked about that last time. Aren't stallions horses? Right, like.
That's you know that term though. You know that
I do
term,
know. I do know. She's brick house. That's kind of
I remember
a better term.
That's a term from like the 70s or 80s, I believe.
Yes, brick.
Yeah, stallion.
Yeah, I mean it is a term for
a stallion right there.
Stallion, boy, look a stallion. You got them horse legs.
I had a manager who was tall when I was in college with an internship at this place, and one of the customers came in there. He's an older guy. He's an insurance agent. Oh, my boss came in. He's like, that's a stallion right there. Look at that,
And it's, wait, where was this at though?
It was at Enterprise Rent a Car.
Where though?
Detroit.
In Detroit? They were saying stallion in Detroit?
It's a term.
Where was he from though?
I don't know where he's from. He was like about.
Because I've actually never heard the term stallion.
I heard it
until I moved to the South.
Oh, I say it all the time in Detroit. It's a stallion.
Yeah,
but the older folks would say it. The older folks would say stallion.
Yeah, see, I never actually even
like
heard the term until the South, like the South.
Like a tall woman that's kind of thick.
That was a brick house.
It's a stallion. It's a stallion right there. That's why I'm surprised Meg that even came to be a term, because that's an old school term.
Old school term.
I never forget. That's a stallion right there.
Old school term. Meg the Stallion. But anyway, I mean, just pray for Tori, right? As you would pray for any human being. Yeah, I don't think you would pray for the demise of any human being.
Like I said,
unless that person was just like inherently just evil.
Like I said,
I don't think that's the situation.
Like I said, he got convicted. He's guilty, and he's serving his time. He's there to serve his time, not to get stabbed up and killed.
Not to get stabbed and killed.
So,
right,
for that standpoint, I pray for his full recovery.
Yeah,
and he can resume serving his time.
That's right. That's right. Me too. But you to kind of, I guess, close this up. Artists, producers, whoever you may be, music creatives, just thinking about your personal choices, situation.
It's like a broken record with Smokey Robinson,
with Chris Brown. It's becoming a broken record. Personal accountability. Don't put yourself in situations. I'm not saying it again.
Get you somebody that's solid.
I'm not saying it again.
Get you somebody that's solid, man. Stay with that one person, because you sleeping with all these women, man. You know what I'm saying?
We're going to scratch my shoulder. Nah. Y'all. Nope. Anyway, but as we start to wrap, because there's a whole bunch of topics in here, because there's a lot that happened. But one of the things I do want to talk about, I saw a homie of mine, an acquaintance, I would probably say, post this about United Masters paying real-time royalties. I was like, yo, that's super dope.
Yeah.
So I had to dig a little, I got
Okay. Because I was gonna dig. I was wondering. Okay. I'm assuming it's not actually real time. It's probably staggered, but they do it every day.
Yeah, it's every day.
I'm saying, but it's probably staggered though. It can't be real time though.
Every day. Yes. It is real. It is real
It
time.
can't be. I don't believe it.
Yeah.
That's cap.
He said it's cap.
Because you got to gather the data and,
Yeah, so
and make sure the data is correct. So it's got to be staggered for like a month.
So here's what I'm trying to find the
I don't believe it, bro. It's cap.
Yeah, bro. Every day.
It's cap.
I was like every
Yeah, I believe
day?
it every day. But I'm saying, let's say the day the 15th, right?
Mhm.
Say the 16th.
You'll get money in your
You'll
account?
get money from last month 16th,
Nah.
but it's every day.
No.
No, that's
Yeah.
cap, bro. It's impossible. You got to verify the numbers.
I'm about to tell you how
It's cap. I don't believe it.
they do. Oh, here we
Full
go.
of it.
Boom.
They're full of it.
Boom. They do it. I wish I can get to the FAQ section. Because they talk about exactly how they do it.
Banks don't even give you money on time.
That's why this deal is.
You got to verify.
That's why this deal is. They have a way to verify it. That's why I got to find. I got the link in here, but that's how they have a way to verify it.
I don't believe that, bro.
Yeah, I was
Again,
like,
I believe they can pay you every day, but it's staggered though. It's got to be like a month out.
nah.
So if you stream a song today, you get paid 30 days from now. But the payouts come daily. Like for example, I do business on eBay, right? eBay pays every day. Every single day you get paid, but it's not for that day though. It takes like 3-4 days to process, but they pay you every single day.
Yes, for that. According to them, hold on, wait. Let me find it. Because they have a FAQ. I have the link, but the link that I gave y'all, or that I gave you, was to
An article.
it was to the article about them coming out with it. But they actually have a link on their site that actually go. Oh, here we go. Real time. Hold on. Is this it? Hold on. Let me go to it. Boom. Heck, I want to find the FAQ though. Oh, can I go to my history on here? Ah, bam, history. Let's see. Hold up. I was like, oh, because when I saw it, I was like, are you for real? How is that gonna happen? Every day? I hope this is it. Bam. Okay, how does the real-time royalties work? When you opt in, United Masters calculates your daily earnings based on your streaming data from Spotify and Apple Music. A portion of your estimated royalties is deposited into your wallet daily. At the end of the month, these real-time royalty payments are reconciled against your actual royalty DSPs. A 5% service fee is applied to the real-time royalty payouts made that month, which means you're going to pay a service fee to get it daily.
Not only that, they're basically kind of estimating. And then
estimating.
they're going to get the exact numbers.
That's right.
And correct it. And to me,
And they're going to correct it.
that's all fuzzy.
Yep, they're going to correct
Because what if it's less? Now they're going to take money.
Then you got to take money. Yeah, and so there's a recoupment. They talk.
Or they'll take it out. They'll take it out of like your, I guess, the payout for that day.
Oh no, they talk about the recoupment. Of course, we know what it means, right? Subtract the real-time royalty payments you already received from your final monthly earnings, so you don't get paid twice. On your earnings statement, you'll see this as real-time royalty payment already made, plus the dollar equivalent of the $5 service fee. So yeah, so it's a situation where they could pay you based upon. Oh, then it talks about. I'm trying to see what if my real-time payments are delayed? No. How do I activate the real-time payments? With Sony and Apple are the only two that they're using to do the real-time royalties. Spotify. What did I say?
Sony.
Oh yeah, Spotify. Yeah, my bad. Spotify and Apple. Yep.
Them are the two biggest ones. So.
Yeah, Spotify and Apple. So it says they're going to calculate your daily earnings based on your streaming data from Spotify and Apple. So they're going to get that daily streaming data, and based upon that data, they're going to deposit money into your account, but you got to earn at least $20 a month from your DSP. So that's the threshold, right? You got to get at least $20 in earnings for your DSP, for the overall streams for that day. Then they're going to recoup, if they need to recoup, based upon the actual real payments, royalties from those DSPs. So at the end of the month, they're going to go and calculate all that up.
So they basically they're estimating what it's
Yep.
looking like and get the real, because I figured they can't have the
They're
exact
estimating.
numbers every day.
Of course not.
They can't.
Nope.
So they got to verify. They got to double check all this stuff. Then they're gonna reconcile it. Okay.
And they're gonna reconcile it. So I think it's the question is like, is it good though? Like,
it is good. I think it's good. Listen,
do I need to get paid every day?
Yes, because a basic economics class will tell you $1 today is worth more than $1 tomorrow. That's basic economics. So pay me every day.
Micro or macro? Which one are we talking about?
That
No, I'm
no, that's macroeconomics. Macro.
Yes, it is.
It's macro.
I'm just, if y'all don't understand the difference between micro and macroeconomics, just take a basic finance class.
Well, when I was in high school, my economics class covered, it was micro and macro. I didn't learn macro until I got to college, but so I just said economics basically. But that's macroeconomics.
Yep.
Micro is your supply and demand, the law of diminishing returns, et cetera, et cetera.
Man, my man B.
I'm a marketing major. It's my
man B.
I'm a marketing major. Come on, play with me. But anyway, so, what was I saying? Yeah. What was I saying? Oh yeah, $1 today is worth more than $1 tomorrow. So pay me every day. And if
every day, again,
you can take economics class to learn more about this, but the concept is, if you have the money sooner, you can invest it, because that's what the banks. That's why the banks. That's why they delay your money, because that extra day they're earning money off that before they give it to you. You know what I'm saying? So give me mine. Let me earn my money.
Not even just that. They're taking the money that you deposited into the bank and loaning it out to others.
They flipping it real quick.
They flipping it. They are massive flippers, bro.
And then they give you a cut.
They give you a cut.
They're going to take that money and they're going to flip it a few times in like a day or two on the market and then give you your money.
That's right.
So let me use this money, which is kind of like scandalous, man. You know what I'm saying? Or at least let me partake in it.
They flipping it easy.
Yeah.
Come in, boom, people need loans, bam.
So if you understand that, that's why I think everyday payouts is dope. And that's why I'm surprised, because normally, even United Masters, they want to keep the money. Let us flip it a little bit. We pay you once a month or once every 3 months.
Yep.
Let us
daily payments
a little bit.
Yep, they're getting daily payments.
But be careful about that. I will be curious to see a year from now.
Me too.
About this reconciliation.
Me too.
How much of a difference is, you know what I'm saying? What you mean I took $200 on my account? Oh, you had to reconcile.
You had to reconcile.
Or maybe, is it paying you more? You know what? You actually made more than this. So let's give you $200.
That could be too. That actually could be the situation. So you're dealing kind of with both, right? You could be positive. You could be in the red or in the black.
And what's the range though? Like, how off are they? What percentage? You know, we're off by 10%. Like,
how much is that 10% based upon the number of streams that you're making, that they posited that money into your account on a daily basis? So at the end of the month, they're now calculating that against what they've already paid you.
Because of course we would love to get an extra check. Oh, it's like, but we would hate to get money taken out. Like, hold on, don't play with my money, bro.
Exactly.
So that's gonna be interesting. I would love to talk with an artist who does pretty well after a year to see.
I would too.
How that's working out.
Yeah.
Because conceptually, again, I'm a big fan of getting my money now.
Yep. I would love to see that.
What's that commercial? Give my money, I want it now. I want my money, I want it now.
Get my money, I want it now.
You know what I'm saying?
I would be interested in seeing that. I would be interested in understanding, or at least seeing the reconciliation between the two. What did it really work out? Did you really earn more? Did you really earn more than what you would have normally have earned if you didn't do daily payments?
Yeah.
I mean, you can opt in, you can opt out. It's just interesting. I think that's a unique model. I think it's a very interesting model. So I would love to have Steve on here one day. And I mean, he could talk about it. I mean, this is organization and how this is actually taking place and what they envision a year, 2, 3 years from now in regards to United Masters. You know, somebody give me a connection to Steve and let's kind of find out, what's going on. I'd love to have him on the show and kind of talk through that. But I thought that was something independents may need to know. Your boy Justin Bieber is going broke, supposedly.
Baby.
Allegedly.
Yeah, they say he owes Scooter Braun $8 million.
Okay, look. Here's the thing, right? In case y'all don't know, Justin Bieber's team is pushing back, right? Well, Justin Bieber sold a catalog, $200 million, right? But now, and people say he sold it because he was broke.
Mm.
Now they're coming out saying, I ain't broke. Right? TMZ was like, nah, you broke, bro. And he's like, no, we're not broke. But TMZ documented that Justin Bieber has a very lavish spending and very poor money management. People were robbing him, supposedly. He has, some financial planning individuals that kind of, whether they're CPAs or not, whoever these people are, kind of stole, I think they said like $300 million over his career.
That's crazy.
That's crazy, right? But here's what I find crazy. Because people do things to try to justify something, and then that justification comes back to bite them. As an example, right? So he stated that Scooter Braun stated he owed him $1 million.
No. Initially, Justin Bieber said that Scooter Braun owed him.
Scooter Braun owed him money, right?
Mm-hmm.
But then Scooter Braun did a audit, right? So you can go read it. He did an audit and said that no, Justin actually owes me $1 million. $1 million.
Right.
But I'm gonna waive that.
Yeah.
Justin and them was like, nah, you crazy. Let's bring in PwC.
PricewaterhouseCoopers.
PricewaterhouseCoopers.
Brought him in.
They did an audit and said, you know what? You're right. You know what? It's not 1 million. It's 9 million. Right? You actually owe 9 million. It's like, oh shoot. So a lot of times people try to just do things. Nah. And they came back to bite them like, oh shoot, we actually owe you more than what we thought that we actually owe. But I guess the thing is, and most independents are not in a space to kind of sell their catalogs, right? Unless they've done something amazing in this space. I actually have a friend of mine as a producer, right? I'm not gonna tell you who it is, right? Because I ain't trying to put his business out there. But he sold his catalog. He got whatever amount of money he got for his catalog. He produced Grammy and all that, right? I'm not telling you, but he sold his catalog, and they gave him an X amount of dollars. Is that a good move? Is it a good move for an artist of Justin Bieber's caliber at the age that Justin Bieber is to sell his catalog? They try to say don't do it.
Yeah, I think Snoop mentioned that how he would never sell his catalog because he wanted his kids to eat off of it and all this, his grandkids to eat off of it. But I feel like to each his own. You never know what situation somebody's in, and I think when you're young, like Bieber, he can have another career. Like I think a good example of that is Mustard. DJ Mustard sold his catalog years ago, and now he's on another run now with Not Like Us. Now he's on a whole another run right now. So that stuff, yeah, he might have sold that, got a nice bag for it. He's on a whole another run now. So Bieber's young enough that we can do a whole another run. So you can make an argument there. Where somebody like Snoop, he can still make great music, but he might not have any records as big as his previous records. So he might want to hold on to that.
Right.
You know what I'm saying?
Yeah, I'm not sure if you're gonna have another album that's bigger than Doggy Style.
Or even all Drop It Like It's Hot.
Yeah.
All of the big
I always
songs.
go back to Doggy Style though, because
I think Drop It Like Hot might be his biggest song ever. Though,
I think so. Because Drop It Like It's Hot was used everywhere. And it was used everywhere. Commercials, film. I mean, it was used everywhere. So I think that probably is Snoop's biggest song.
Yeah.
That's just opus right there.
Yeah. So will he have another one of those? Maybe not. I don't know. But
I mean, but what about legacy plan? I mean, do independent artists need to think about legacy planning?
Of course, absolutely.
Do they need to think about financial management? We talked about financial management.
But if you get $200 million, I would hope you would put it in a vehicle to where you'll pay for the rest of your life.
I hope you gotta.
Because even that,
I hope you'll put it in a vehicle.
Even at a 10% mutual fund, that's $20 million a year.
Yeah. Get a Roth IRA.
Okay, who can't
put in there?
Who can't live off $20 million a year? You know what I'm saying?
People who spend in lavish.
Take that money.
They said that this dude is out there spending lavish. But once again, I don't live that lifestyle, so I don't know. Like, is it a keep up with the Joneses type? I mean, am I trying to buy Bugattis every year, or
I don't know, man. Like I said, I can come on here and tell you what I wouldn't do, but who knows what I would do.
Yeah,
especially when I was young.
When I was young, it was gonna be crazy. It was
so I don't judge, man.
I'm
more concerned about Justin Bieber's mental health and his peace. He seemed like something wrong with that boy. Seemed like something's wrong with him. He don't seem well to me, and I'm more concerned about that. I hope he I hope we get it together.
I mean, is it that lifestyle though? Is it
Could be.
being in the limelight, being somebody young? Because when you think about most young kids who get into the industry and now they go through that process, they become adults. There's a lot of things that they face with. I mean, you got Britney Spears, NSYNC. I mean, think about Usher, Justin Bieber. I mean, think about people who went from being a kid, Michael Jackson, all of them being kids, being raised up in the industry, being put in limelight in situations and given access to so much money at a young age. Like, do what Tony Hawk did. Because what did they say Tony Hawk? His mom kept his money until a certain age, or it was something like that. I can't remember. It was something about, because Tony Hawk was a young skateboarder who made a gazillion dollars, right?
Right.
But you never really heard, even though he was a skateboarder, you never really heard drama or issues from somebody. Like, he had great financial management. He had a house when he was 16 years old. His own place. Now, I think him and his mom lived in the place, but he had his own crib and he was doing financially well and is still doing financially well. I think the industry sometimes does things from a mental health capacity, because you look at a lot of artists and you go, something ain't right.
Yeah.
I ain't trying to pass judgment.
I just hope the Biebs is good and are going to be good, because
to me, this is why you need solid people around you. Solid people who, I heard a clip today. The dude said, you don't want to be around people who just want to get money. You want to be around people who want to get money with you, because that same person is going to have what they want for themselves, they want for you. And they got your best interest in heart. And a lot of times I think we get people around artists who really don't have their artist's best interest at heart. They got their interest at heart.
Yeah.
And they're going to do whatever they can do to finesse whatever situation and then to do what they need to do for themselves. And
That's true.
I think a lot of times we don't put the right people in the right places, or maybe we do. I don't know. Maybe these people are just snakes, and
that part too. Yeah.
they just want to take advantage, and you never really know the person's true intent until a situation happens.
Yeah. I don't know, B. But prayers up for Justin Bieber, man. And just do your best to try to stay grounded. If you want to come up.
Once again.
If you want to come up, try to stay grounded.
I think the overall lesson for this whole thing is, don't put yourself in situations.
Because Bieber got a wife.
He got a wife.
Is
it Halsey?
Haley.
Like Haley. Yeah. Not Halsey. Halsey is the other singer.
Yeah.
Yeah, Haley. I mean, but
and hopefully they, they'd be all right,
But like my wife, you know what I'm saying? Like, I'll tell anybody today, I'm the man that I am because of her. Like, I don't have no problems, no qualms with that at all. You know what I'm saying? She'll call me to the carpet too, and vice versa. But that's because we do that for each other, right? Because I got her best interest. She has my best interest. If I'm doing something that she's like, hey, yo, hold up. We got to talk about that.
Yeah.
Same.
I don't know what their dynamic is, but I'm just hopeful that, they'll navigate through that and he'll be all right and he'll be able to, because he's a talented singer. Amazing voice. I would love to hear more art from him and, to contribute to society. So I just hope that he get it together, man.
Yeah. Me too, bro. Yeah.
For sure, man.
For sure, man.
We gonna keep it together, you know what I'm saying?
Hey.
Keep chasing them dreams and goals, man.
Chasing them dreams and goals.
And motivating, inspiring y'all, hopefully.
Yeah.
We want to see y'all succeed.
It is a beautiful thing, because I went to that event and, there was people that I saw that have been on the platform. Some haven't, but they know of the platform. And they were like, nah, B, y'all coming up. Like, we see what y'all doing. He's like, yo, I'm watching what y'all doing on the podcast, bro. And it's just growing and just continue to elevate. We love the content y'all dropping. I mean, I get phone calls from people that I wouldn't even, they're like, no, people are watching. So we appreciate y'all watching the Indie Unplugged. You know what I'm saying? And tuning in and listening to the things that we got to talk about and the advice that we give, or we ain't trying to tell you what to do. Right?
Right.
But we trying to give y'all some insight, some advice. You could take it. If feedback and advice, it's a gift. So you can figure out how you want to take it. But now people say, no, we've been watching.
Good deal.
We've been watching. They were like, no, B, you got the right one, Brian Onrea on the show.
That's what's
like,
up.
Like, nah, it's happening.
That's what's up.
Yeah, man.
It's my pleasure.
Oh man, it's my pleasure. Phew. As we get out of here, ladies and gentlemen.
Hey, God bless y'all, man. We love
God
y'all.
bless y'all, man.
Much love to everybody.
We appreciate y'all. We appreciate all 11,820 of y'all who subscribe to the channel.
There you go.
And this is going to continue to grow, baby. Continue to grow. So we appreciate y'all rocking with us. Once again, I'm B. Vaughan.
Brian Onrea, baby.
Hey, man, it's the Unplugged. Peace out, y'all.
Peace.